Hi. There are great mysteries in life. The pyramids, how did they really get built? Stonehenge, how did those stones get there? How'd they get stacked up? What's their purpose? Kim Kardashian, who she's going to date next. These are the great mysteries of life. But occasionally we get some of these great mysteries solved. For my generation, it's nice to know how Darth Vader started out good, got bad, and wound up on the good side again. Mystery solved. For the younger generation, it's nice to know that Harry Potter seemed to work out in the end and everything looked like it's going to work out really well for him and his family. Bottom line is, today what I'm going to do is try and solve for you one of the great real estate mysteries, which is, as a seller, what are all the items that you pay for when you sell your house? Hopefully we can demystify some of that. Hi, my name is Rich Simonin, and I am the owner and manager of Westco Realtors, which since 1985 has been the largest independent real estate company in Riverside, California. Our agents are in this market every day, and these videos that we put together are really the result of questions that we've had clients ask us that we hope you find informative. I mean, otherwise, why would you have clicked on it? Today I'm going to talk about seller's costs. There are no fees or credit cards here. This isn't one of your costs. We're not going to charge you to watch this video. We just hope that it'll provide you with some information. So let's jump in. But before we get too far, let me cover a couple of things here. First of all, I cannot give you in this video an exact cost of what it's going to cost you to sell your home. And the reason I can't is that I don't know what your sales price is going to be. It's a big difference between a $250,000 home or a $500,000 home or $1 million home. So if you're looking to come out of this video with it, okay, it's going to cost me $4,557 to sell my home, I can't do that. However, what we are hoping to do in this video is accomplish two things. Let you know what some of the things are that you do pay for, but also make you aware of the fact that when you list your home for sale, your agent should be able to sit down and give you an itemized list as to what all these things are and how much they're going to cost if you sold your home for somewhere around the list price, so that you can get an idea what kind of money you're going to walk away with and go do what you're going to do. What we're trying to prevent here, and what you should know that you have an opportunity to know, is that when you get your check, what we don't want is that animated cartoon sort of boing as the eyes pop out, because the check you're getting handed is far less than what you thought it would be. In this case, we want to try and eliminate those surprises. Okay, so let's jump in and let's talk about this a bit. First thing you have to have is a sales price. For purposes of our conversation here, let's make an assumption that your agent's come out and told you your home's worth between $290,000 and $310,000, so you've decided to sell it for $300,000. Great. Now what? First thing that has to happen is you are going to have to pay off the loan that you owe on the home. If you're one of the fortunate few who's managed to pay off their loan, more power to you. You can skip this step, and trust me, it's a big step to skip. However, for the rest of us, you probably owe something on your home. So the first thing that has to happen is you're going to need to tell your agent how much you owe on the home. And for God's sakes, do yourself a favor and don't come up with it out of your brain. You're going to mess this thing up. I don't know how many times people think they owe like 169, and after a few months, well, it's like 160. No, it's not. It's 169. Look at your latest loan payment or your loan records and find out exactly how much you owe. Let's not get this 10-step math problem wrong from the beginning and be off by thousands of dollars. So get the right number, get it to your agent. So again, for conversation purposes today, let's assume that we've got a list price of $300,000 and you owe $100,000. That leaves you $200,000 after you pay off your lenders. All right, now what? Let's talk about what some of the big fees are. I can't cover them all in this video, but I can get you the big ones and tell you what they're all about. First one, let's talk about a title insurance policy. You as the seller have to deliver the home to the buyer free and clear of all encumbrances and liens against the property. And that's where title insurance comes in. Title insurance guarantees that when the title is transferred from you, the seller, to the new buyer, that the home is free and clear of everything on it, with the exception of what the buyer brings, which will be their new loan, unless they're paying all cash. It was paid for you by the seller when you bought your home, and you need to pay for it for the buyer, because the buyer needs to know the home is free and clear. So that they get a knock on the door 2 weeks after they moved in, and someone says, hey, I built the pool in the backyard and I never got paid, now you owe me the money. The buyer would then call the title insurance company and say, whoa, time out, you guys pay this guy's tab because you blew it because you didn't take care of it when the escrow was closed. And that's how title insurance works. It's a charted fee. When you have a rough idea what your sales price is going to be, in this case, let's call it $300,000, your agent will pull out a chart, 300,000, title policy will cost X. Very simple to come up with that number. Next thing you're going to have, let's talk about escrow fees. Escrow fees are basically split down the middle. You're going to pay half and the buyer's going to pay half. Generally, there are exceptions to that depending on the financing, but again, for our conversational purposes, let's just say they're pretty much split down the middle. But here's what you need to know. Ask your agent who is going to recommend an escrow company to you if you don't have one that you know and love. Ask your agent why they're recommending that escrow company and how their fees stack up, because escrow fees, that's like the wild, wild west out there. I can take 20 different closing statements from 20 different outside escrows and get you 20 different fees. There's a base rate and then there's all the add-ons. And some escrow companies take these add-ons and they make a fortune out of them. I think they're trying to put their kids through school in one transaction. What can I tell you? I've seen the difference be up to $1,000. Talk to your agent about it and make sure that the escrow company they're recommending is not just simply their buddy who's going to get to charge carte blanche for your escrow. Make them explain it and make them understand, and make sure they know you're aware that you'd like your cost to be as minimized as possible. So just simply be aware of that. What's up next? Transfer tax. Transfer tax is the government's finger in the pie. In Riverside, there's a tax if you live in the county, and the tax is double if you live in the city of Riverside. Why is this tax there? Because the government can put it there, so they do put it there. What can I say? You want to fight that battle, go down to City Hall and do the best you can, but it will probably be a waste of your time. Governments have edicted that this is what they're going to do, and there's probably a transfer tax where you live too. Your agent will be able to tell you what it is. They're probably not going to tell you why it's there. I just did, because the government needs the money and they want it, so they said let's put a transfer tax in. Either way, you're going to know that it's there and your agent should be able to figure it out for you. Tax and interest prorations. All you need to know is that you're going to pay the interest on your loan, if you have one, and the property taxes up until the day you close escrow. After that, it's the buyer's responsibility. And escrow will take care of all of that. If your property tax payment is included in your monthly payment, don't worry about it. You're going to get money back because there's always extra money in that account. If your taxes are paid twice a year, basically in April and December, then you're either going to owe some money or you're going to get some money back, depending if you've paid yet or if you're still waiting to pay. All depends on the time of the year. Bottom line is just understand that everything's going to be prorated based on when you close the escrow. You won't be paying anything beyond the day that you close escrow. What else could come up? Buyer's costs. Sometimes a buyer is going to ask you to assist them by paying their closing costs. For the buyer, most of the time, it's not a function of, well, maybe we can get them to pay or not pay. For the buyer, many times the function is, if we can't get the seller to pay, we can't buy the home. Because if you remember back to when you bought a home, especially first-time buyers, they've only got X number of dollars, and most of that goes for the down payment. So here's what you do need to know. You don't have to pay them if you don't want to. They're going to ask. You can decide if you want to do it or not. But understand in concept how it works. And go back to when I said you've got the sales price of $300 because your agent told you it's worth between $290 and $310, and maybe you guys would be totally delighted to get $295,000 for the home. Okay, to you as the seller, it doesn't matter whether you get $295,000 for the home and pay no costs, or whether you get $300,000 for the home and pay $5,000 of the buyer's costs. See what I mean? The net is going to be the same, because buyers who are asking you to pay their costs generally don't do any negotiating on the price because they know they're already asking you to pay for their closing costs. So for you, open yourself up to the possibilities, discuss it with your agent, but again, it makes no difference. $300,000 and $5,000 in cost, $295,000 and nothing in cost. It's the same bottom line to you. But by offering to pay some costs, you're opening yourself up to more potential buyers. Talk to your agent about it, but that could be there. What else do we have? Termite. The termite inspection itself is only going to be about $50. But if there's any corrective work, then that's going to need to be taken care of. Now, you're not going to know if there's going to be any corrective work when you list your home for sale, but you can order out your termite report the day after you list it, or you can wait till you get an offer on the home. Either way, if there is corrective work, if the termite company comes out and they find termites or dry rot or fungus or all the things they look for, and there's an $800 bill to fix all that, I get you're not going to like it, but it won't be a surprise. You'll look at it and you'll say, okay, this is what we need to do. I understand it. And now you understand you're going to be $800 less on what you're going to net. It's a cost of selling, but it won't be a surprise at the close of escrow. You will have the opportunity to approve it, get a second termite opinion, or talk to your agent about it, okay? But you will get a chance to look at it, but it could be there, or your cost could be free and clear, and it's just at $50 for the termite inspection. The next fee, let's talk about real estate brokerages and the commissions that are charged. It would be incredibly self-serving for me to sit here and take 5 minutes of this video and tell you all the wonderful reasons why you should pay us what it is that we want to be paid. I'm not going to go down that road. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Whatever you pay to a bad agent is way too much. Bad agents are worth zero. Whatever you pay a good agent, they're worth every penny. A good agent is either going to head off or solve more problems than Lindsay Lohan has court appearances, and they're going to save you thousands of dollars in the way that they handle the transaction. So all I'm going to tell you is you should be able to discuss with your agent and ask him why they're charging what they're charging, because every agent has their own fee structure. But you should be able to talk to that agent and say, okay, why are you charging me this and why are you worth this? And a good agent is worth every penny. A bad agent is worth nothing. How do you tell the difference? I should probably do a video on that. But for now, use your gut instincts and they'll pretty much guide you as to whether you're doing with somebody good or somebody bad, because trust me, we have both in our industry. That's the best I can tell you about the brokerage, but they should be able to explain it and tell you why they're worth what it is they're asking you to pay. What's up next? A home protection policy. They're about $300 to $500 depending on what they're being asking you to do. Bottom line on a home protection policy, in the old days, before the home protection policies existed, you sell your home, the water heater blows up in a week, the air conditioner goes out in a week, and now the buyer's mad as heck and they think that you duct taped the whole thing together. You knew it was bad. You just hung it together in order to close the escrow. Now maybe they sue you, maybe they don't. In this case, a home protection policy comes in. You pay for the policy, at least they'd ask you to pay for it. You're just going to charge more for the home, so what the heck. But the bottom line is, then if the air conditioner breaks or the hot water heater goes out, the buyer calls the insurance company, the home protection company, and the buyer's going to pay money too. They're going to pay between $50 and $100, but the people are going to come out, they're going to fix it or replace it, and you don't get bothered. Once the escrow closed, you're done with it. You don't have to pay that. Most of the time the buyers ask you to pay it, and you just figure it in your overall cost, and maybe you charge a bit more to sell the home. Bottom line is, just expect it to be there. That pretty much covers the big things. I have left off some of the smaller ones, the beneficiary demand, a reconveyance fee, a sub-escrow fee, tax service. Your agent can explain those. Those all total that up to about $500 or $600. I'm not minimizing that, but I don't have time to get into them now. What I've covered is basically the bigger ones and why they are there. But what I really want you to know, what you need to take from this video is, when you list your home for sale, your agent should be able to itemize for you what the costs are and why they're there, and they should be able to give you a figure that says, barring any unforeseen changes, of which you'll get to approve, like a termite report, these are the costs, and this is about what you'll put in your pocket to go do whatever you're going to do. You have a right to expect that, and yes, it can be done. They can demystify the process, and you can be right up there with Darth Vader and Harry Potter. Otherwise, I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks again, as always, for watching these videos. We hope they come in helpful. We hope they're handy. Our website address appears over my left shoulder on these. So if there's anything that we haven't answered or you have any questions, for God's sakes, give us a call. We don't bite. We are here to help. In the meantime, take care, and hey, be very careful out there. It's a very goofy real estate world. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. Okay? Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.